So you're thinking about moving to Irvine, but you have questions, right?
There's so many questions.
So many questions because there's lots of different neighborhoods, right? And
like, how do you say Irvine? Is it Irvin, Ivan? It's Irvine.
It's Irvine. And you probably have questions because Irvine's a big city, right? What's the best part of Irvine for you, you know? Are you looking for some, a new house or newer, or maybe,
you want that more metropolitan feel, like kind of more big city life.
Yeah.
So
big city life in Orange County.
Or just go straight up suburban, just like live with it.
That's true. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to get out the map and we're going to talk about Irvine, and we're going to show you how, the neighborhoods are different. We're going to show you things you're going to like, but most of all, we're going to show you things that you're going to hate. So you're going to be able to, you're going to cut it out.
It's gone.
Cut it out. And if you happen to know the reference that Sean is referring to, you get 10,000 stars.
Yeah, the gold
because
star.
Because that is very
really
obscure.
Random.
Okay.
But feel free to comment below.
So that's what we're going to do in this video. So stay tuned.
What's up, everybody? I'm Sean Dezahd.
And I'm Courtney Dezahd, and we're with Keller Williams Realty right here in Orange County, California. And if this is your first time to the channel, don't forget to press on subscribe because we talk all about what it's like to live in Orange County.
We just talk a lot.
We do talk a lot.
But it's about Orange County.
It's about Orange County. And we talk about bad things as well as good things. So we try to make it real because, Orange County isn't for everybody. So you may not want to come here. But anyways, don't forget to press subscribe and don't forget to press the bell so that you're notified every time that we upload a new video, because we upload new videos every week.
Yeah, and if you're watching this and you're probably thinking, wow, Sean, I love Orange County. I just love the weather. I just want to move out there now, but I don't know what to do because I'm totally out of the area. And I totally get that. That's why you want to reach out to us. And that way we can be your eyes and ears on the ground. So what you want to do is you want to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.
Or you can reach out to us via WhatsApp. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back.
Okay, so here we are. We are in Orange County, right? So this Orange County thing is right here. Like, this is how small and narrow Orange County is. So what we love about Orange County is that fact that people always ask me, okay, like, how far away is it, like, something from one point to the other, right? Like, how close are you to the beach? How close are you to Disneyland? Well, like, how easy is it to get to LA? Like, what's beautiful about Orange County is that it's just pretty small. I mean, it's actually like 1/6 the size of San Diego County, which is kind of crazy. So if you look at San Diego County right here, it's huge. It's and like the same amount of population. So about 3 million people are in San Diego, about 3 million are in Orange County. But we're like 1/6 the size, and we hug the coast right here. So
then because we're talking about Irvine, Irvine is smack dab in the center.
You know what?
So that's one of the reasons people love Irvine, because it's so centrally located. In fact, it is the most centrally located city.
Honestly, look, geographically speaking, it's kind of hard to argue. And also what Irvine has to offer too, which is pretty cool, is right there. That is where the 405 and 5 freeways intersect. And that's a pretty huge thing, because the 405 and 5 freeways are two of the biggest freeways in all of Southern California. And they happen to intersect right there. Well, and this is like, no surprise here, is that the spectrum is right there. The Irvine spectrum is basically, what you have here is that you have a big shopping mall. So it's an outdoor shopping mall, pretty amazing. I remember when it was being built, I thought it was, like the parking lot just went on for days.
So this is like 1,000 years ago.
Yes, like we're dating ourselves, of course. So basically, it's a huge shopping center now, and you have Ferris wheels, carousels,
lots of restaurants,
lots of shopping. It's great.
Yeah, Sean was just there.
I was.
I was not invited.
Yes, she was. But so what we have here is that the spectrum is pretty awesome, and again, what's nice is, and so not to mention, is it a good shopping center? But it is a huge employment hub. Yes. This is where a ton of headquarters are actually located.
So here we have the boundaries of Irvine. And as you can see, it is literally the center of Orange County.
Yes. And Irvine's a pretty good sized city. Again, not our statistics, but FBI data shows that this is out of a city of at least 250,000 or more, and Irvine's right about 300,000, that it is the safest city in America.
According to FBI data.
Which is pretty impressive.
It is, yeah.
So not only does it have the safety thing going for it, but also it's got the school thing going for it, right? So people, again, you don't have to take our word. Go to niche.com. You'll kind of see that the schools here are pretty fantastic. Irvine Unified School District, unbelievable as far as its rankings. In fact, it's granddaddy of high schools is University High School, and University High School is always neck and neck with Troy.
Well, so should we be showing them on the map? You're saying all
you know
these
what?
things.
That's true. I am talking and not showing,
Yes.
so I apologize.
Let's start. Where should we start? Okay, so there. Click on University High School. So there is University High School, and as Sean was saying, it is, consistently ranked as one of the top high schools in all of Orange County and all of California. Very popular for anyone who is looking for super, super high rankings.
Yes.
Although I will say, there are other videos where we talk about the dark side of the Irvine Unified School District. Yes. Because it's very, very competitive.
Very.
Very competitive. But anyways,
if you're not studying 20 hours a day, you're falling behind.
Well, I say this as someone who was very highly ranked in my high school, but I would say I'd probably be like maybe 100, 150 at University High
these
School.
people are working on their Nobel Prize right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They're not going to become real estate agents.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. But anyways, that's beside the point. That's a different video. But anyways, so this is University High School, and it's in Turtle Rock. So you want to talk about Turtle Rock? Because Turtle Rock is a wonderful little neighborhood.
Sure. So Turtle Rock here. So basically, let's kind of zoom out a little bit just to kind of show where within Irvine we are here, right? So this is Irvine itself. And so Turtle Rock right here is like somewhere around there. So basically, what people like about Turtle Rock is that, honestly, I love Turtle Rock. Actually,
yeah, me too.
I like this is one of my favorite neighborhoods in all of Orange County because you have the Irvine stuff going on, but you also are west of the 405 freeway, which is again depending on if you're very particular about weather, which we tend to be.
Yeah, I mean that's why you're moving here, right?
Yeah,
for the weather.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're moving here, all of this is going to be nice weather.
True.
But if you're here, then you start to get really finicky.
Yeah, you get nitpicky. You're like, it's 78.
I know.
It's too hot.
Can't handle it. Yes.
Too hot.
So basically, so Turtle Rock, the parts of Irvine that are west of the 405 freeway in particular here, that is where you're going to have, your best weather. It's going to get where you're going to get your sea breeze.
Well, see, it's obviously borders Newport Beach.
Yeah. And that's that's a coastal community, a very ritzy coastal community.
Obviously, Newport Beach, if you want to talk about ideal weather in the world, Newport, there you have it. You can't you truly do not get any better than that.
Stack it up against any place in the world.
Yeah.
I dare you.
Yeah. There is no place in the world with better weather than Newport Beach.
Just bring it.
No, there truly isn't.
Yeah, I obviously I grew up there, so I'm very biased about how. And obviously we live there, going to college and all that stuff too. So it's fantastic weather. Yeah, so but Irvine gets to borrow from some of this because it's right. So it's right there. And it's, again, the parts, especially west of the 405 freeway, that's where you're going to get like the best weather. And also what I like about west of the 405 freeway, that's where the topography is a little bit more varied. You have a little bit more hills and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like people are just hovering over your shoulder because a lot of Irvine is very flat, extremely flat. Yeah. And so that is my spiel about Turtle Rock, is that you have a lot of like hills. You got some properties with some very nice views. Yeah. You have lush, it's just very green. Like the Turtle Rock Community Park is really cute. Like it's really nice here. So like this is a little area that people do tend to like a lot, where it's just super cute. Well,
and Sean mentioned Community Park. We call Irvine the land of 10,000 parks because there is literally a park on every corner. Irvine is famous for being master planned.
Yes. So if you want a park, Irvine's your place.
Yeah, and then do you want to show? Obviously,
and then UC Irvine.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Turtle Rock is right by UC Irvine.
Well, actually, so we have a couple universities, right? So we have Concordia, which is kind of actually within Turtle Rock, interestingly.
Yeah, it is.
So, and so basically, you have Concordia, which is again a private school. Yeah. And then you have University of California, Irvine. So UCI basically is a top tier school. Last I saw was I think 34th in the country. Yeah. Period.
For all
public
schools.
And private.
Yeah, public and private.
And so you have
it's large too. I think there's like 40,000 students now.
Is that big now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Way bigger than when we went.
Again, UCI stands for a lot of different things. Under construction indefinitely was one of them when we were going there, and I don't think much has changed since then as far as the construction aspect.
Yeah, last time I drove by there was construction.
So they just keep growing and growing and growing. And so basically, what you have at UC Irvine is, again, a Division I school, top tier school. So it's, again, happens to be right here.
I think it is the largest employer in Orange County.
Oh, is it? Really?
Yeah.
More than City of Anaheim?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, it is. I mean,
Interesting.
I could be wrong, but it's one of the largest employers in Orange County. And then obviously, anytime you have a university, you just have so much, innovation that springs up around it. So it's a big hub for not only Irvine, but the entire county of Orange.
Got it. And then also, okay, so beyond Turtle Rock and University, so if we're sticking again to the west of the 405 freeway, another like a pretty nice spot area too is Turtle Ridge. So this area is again, it's basically on the other side of on the other side of 73 freeway. You have basically Newport Coast.
Yeah. So 73 is a toll road.
Yes, and yeah. So the 73 is just I mean it kind of more or less divides Newport Beach and Irvine.
Yeah.
And so basically Turtle Ridge, nice homes, newer. Pretty much newer stuff that's going on here.
Pricier.
Yes, definitely on the pricier side. So this is just something to be mindful of. But again, you are in the university high school zone, basically, which is, again, for a lot of people that are reaching out, they want the best of the best, university high school. And also, again, and you are actually very close to the other private school here, Sage Hill.
Oh, yeah.
You're actually right here. So this is the highest ranked private school in Orange County.
Yes, it is. I mean, there's a lot of notable people send their children there. I mean, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, but his kids.
Did they go to Sage Hill?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you?
Yes.
So yes,
yeah.
Again, this is kind of like billionaires send their kids here and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just something to be, so really good. So basically, between Sage Hill and between University High School, you're pretty good shape.
Yeah, and then obviously, so Shady Canyon.
And Shady Canyon, yes.
Shady Canyon, explain what that is. Now
this is a gated community, really nice. This is one of those meta gated within a gated communities too. So when you're so these homes, you're getting more into the estate type size homes because Irvine is not known for estate homes at all. That's not really their thing.
And what's the price ranges?
Like 5 million to 50 million.
Yeah.
So it ranges a good amount.
Yeah.
But again, you get a lot for what you pay for here, especially because, you're kind of lumping yourself into, again, the Newport Coast and that kind of stuff when you're looking at Shady Canyon. You have famous athletes that have lived here. I think Jim Rome.
Jim Rome. Dean Koontz, big author. He owns 2 houses in there. Last I saw.
Yeah. So Shady Canyon, beautiful area, and people again. This is a gated, it's a gated community, and people really like it. It's just that it is the most costly area in Irvine, and one of the most in Orange County.
You want to go to Quail Hill next?
Yes, and that's Quail Hill as well. So what you have with Quail Hill, I really like. This is a nice balance, right? It's not ridiculously expensive in Quail Hill, but it's newer construction built in a.
So Sean is speaking relatively ridiculously expensive for Orange County.
For Orange County, yes,
and
for
Irvine.
Yeah.
For Irvine,
yes, and it's a newer area built, 2000-ish and newer, more or less.
Super cute.
Yeah, so you have townhomes and houses and that kind of thing. So Quail Hill is nice. What I like about it, again, it's west of the 405 freeway.
Yeah.
And you see the 133 that's right here. This will lead you all the way down into Laguna Beach. You'll just dump right into Main Beach, basically. So and this is the site of Courtney's favorite artist, Vladimir.
Kush. Sean always makes fun of me because there's a painting, and
it's not just that you love Vladimir Kush.
I want that painting.
You love that.
I'm working on Sean.
Yeah,
buying this painting.
Okay, but she loves Vladimir Kush, loves his work.
Stay tuned.
So basically, Quail Hill is only a few minutes drive. I think it's depending on traffic, of course.
Yes.
I think it'd be 7 or 12 minutes.
Depending on traffic. No traffic, 7 to 12 minutes. Traffic?
2 hours.
45 minutes to an hour.
That
is one con of Laguna Beach for sure.
In the summer or whatever, if you're taking the 133. Or if you're going to
the pageant of the Masters.
Just run. Yeah. You're better off walking, honestly.
Don't go. That's my.
Actually, you know what? Or you should take one of those electric scooters.
You can take an Uber, but even then.
Oh my God, we're just stuck. So you're just stuck for longer on the. So yeah. So
or find somebody that lives in Laguna Beach and crash at their house. That's the best.
There we go. That's a good idea too.
Or buy a house in Laguna and Irvine, and we'll be your realtors on both.
There we go. And why not? So nice thing is, and then you have University Park. this is an area that's really close to, again, you have a lot of college kids that live here, but not just college kids. Though. You have all like families, and it's like one of those places that actually is a little bit of everything. To be honest, a lot of people like University Park because it just the vibe is pretty cool there.
Yeah, it's it is true. It kind of has more like a city vibe. I mean, we're using quotation marks here because obviously it's nothing compared to like downtown San Diego, downtown LA, but it does. If you're looking for quote city in Orange County, University Park has, some taller buildings. Is that where the high rises are? Like,
no, I was, you used to, like, I was like right there with you because I was just about to bring up that what I really like, one of my, this is kind of a cool, not very Irvine-esque, Orange County-esque kind of thing. So this area is called the airport area in Irvine. Mm-hmm. So what you have here is that this is right by John Wayne Airport, which is right here. Again, regional. Well, no, actually,
it's international airport.
It's international. We go to Canada and Mexico from here, but it's not really international. You're not going to Asia or Europe or that kind of stuff. Yeah. So basically, what's nice about John Wayne Airport though is that it is a fantastic airport. If you happen to, if your flight happens to work with John Wayne, it is a very pleasant experience as opposed to LAX, which is very unpleasant. Close to John Wayne Airport is like a long Jamboree Road right here. For the most part, you have so you have some mid-rise condos. So 4-story-ish condo complexes, as well as some high rises. Mm-hmm. And so again, this is basically in Irvine, this is pretty much it as far as high rise purchased properties that you can purchase. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. So this is, and what's nice is that you have, again, Jamboree Road is almost like a freeway in of itself, but you basically have some shopping, you have the airport, you have some nice dining options. It's just the walkability is pretty good for Irvine because Irvine doesn't tend to have the best walkability. A lot of times you just have suburbia, and then you have so you have your residential areas, and you're kind of separated from the rest of it.
Yeah, and it has Mother's Market there, my favorite.
Yes, so that's actually Mother's Market is called Palace Park Place, sorry. Yeah. So Park Place. So basically what you have here is you have Mother's Market, you have LA Fitness, one of their higher end gyms there. Mm-hmm. You have just a lot of, you just have a lot of, it's just you have Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Yeah. So you have so it's a nice little shopping center.
Italian restaurant there too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
forget the name.
Yeah. And then you have Wahoo's there too. So basically, and there's actually a couple, the marquee is actually literally, which is this dual high-rise tower is literally in that parking lot. So that's one of the few places where if you're living high-rise, you can actually just take your elevator down, walk that little, shopping, the strip mall area, and get your shopping stuff done.
Yeah. Do you want to do Woodbridge next?
Yeah. So okay, so we're going to cross the 405 freeway. And again, once you cross, it starts to flatten out a little bit. It's a little bit more flat, which is fine, just letting you know.
That means you have more neighbors.
Yeah. It's just
more people to put the blinds on.
Yeah, just think about the Brady Bunch, right? So basically, let's say if we're drawing a box here, you got the Brady Bunch, and then you got this is how your home is going to work here.
Because everybody, and much of it also doesn't have a very big lots either. So you tend to, depending on where you are, not that big of a backyard. So yeah.
So basically, your home is right here. Yeah. Neighbors are here. Yes. So that is kind of the rest of Irvine living for the most part. Yeah. Because again, it's flat. So it's just, that's just how people develop.
Well, because they're making use of all the space they can.
Yes. And again, typically as a general rule of thumb, the older the property, the more square footage of land and size you get.
Bigger lot.
Yeah. But one of my favorite areas in Irvine as well is Woodbridge, because what I like about it is that it's one of the granddaddy communities. It was kind of this really kind of one of those places that started it all off, basically.
It's the OG of master plan communities.
OG, yes. Mm-hmm. So you have, what's cool is that you have tons of association amenities. So you have the lagoon, which is a really cool.
Do you want to circle it to show people what we're
talking about? So it's Woodbridge itself. Well, I can just click on it after that. So Woodbridge itself is this little area right here, and it's got 2 lakes. These aren't
lake, quotation mark lake.
See that? Look at that. See right here, lake. Yeah. See? Man-made lakes.
Yeah. I'm more like ponds.
You're not really swimming in this stuff either.
They have kayaking and stuff, though. I mean, it's very cute, very calming, pleasant.
It's great.
There's homes around the lake, but
again, I love Woodbridge. I mean, I think it's great.
Too.
But
I love Woodbridge.
Because what I find is that you get a lot of bang for your buck here for Irvine, right? So one, it's really centrally located, which I love. Like it's right along the 405 freeway. So it's easy to get to where you need to go. And then also, again, you just kind of get more house, like more property for in this area.
But it is older homes, so
yes.
With older homes, obviously comes certain issues with older homes.
Yeah, it's, that's again,
that's anywhere.
Well, and this is when we say older, this is Orange County as in older, right? So we're kind of in that nice little sweet spot. We're not so we're not super new. Like there is some new construction, but in mass, it's not really happening in Irvine. I'm sorry, in Orange County, period. Now, you do have some pockets, and actually Irvine does have a little bit of it, but in general, we're not like developing a ton in Orange County. So like when people are reaching out to us, if you're looking for new construction, there's just not a lot here. But if that's what you're looking for, reach out to us and we can kind of help you like navigate that whole situation.
Yeah.
However, while we're not like super brand new necessarily, we're also not super old either.
Yeah,
like really, in Irvine especially, like you're talking about like finding things below, like before the 1960s. I don't even know if there is anything really below that. I mean, I'm sure there are, but like, I mean, it's not, but like, again, a lot of Irvine was developed in the 1970s, 80s, 90s kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where a lot of Irvine kind of happened. And then basically, and then also you obviously have West Park, which is again, the western edge of Irvine. So that's where, again, great area too. It's just, so again, association amenities, like, it's just very convenient access.
Yeah.
And then, so El Camino Real, this is an interesting area because you don't have as much association stuff. So most of Irvine,
everything except El Camino Real,
is you got HOA stuff going on, right? That's just kind of what it is. Now, and again, which is good. I mean, again, I think there's good and bad to it, right? So like for some people, they hate having an association. They're like, I have a house. I don't want some oversight beyond, let's say, the city or the government, like for that stuff. But they don't want to have this additional layer of oversight. And of course, with the HOAs, you do. I mean, and you have to pay HOA dues. Now, if you're buying a house, your HOA dues aren't going to be particularly high. In general, if you're buying a condo or townhome, of course, they can be a lot higher because they're more responsible for the structures. But with a house, you're kind of responsible for it yourself. But you do have some HOA dues you have to pay for, again, if you're in an HOA. Now, with El Camino Real, again, one of the few areas in all of Irvine that doesn't have an HOA. And, and some people love it. So they can actually, you do see a huge variation in the properties. You have like some really small homes, and then you have houses that really built almost to the edge, like very edge of their property line. It's pretty amazing what they've kind of squeezed in. Or like
3 stories, which like you would never have an HOA. You would never be approved for that.
If it was, dramatically different than the neighbors. Like you're kind of building something that kind of like goes with the flow in an HOA. Whereas in El Camino Real, anything goes.
Yeah, like and also here in El Camino Real is a preschool, Angie's Children's House, where
shout out to Angie.
Yeah, our son went to preschool. A very, very good preschool. Yes. And best teacher ever.
Yeah, she is great. So El Camino Real is right here. And then you have and then you like Oak Creek. This is kind of getting new-ish. Like this, like it's funny because my mom used to live in Woodbridge when I was growing up, and like this was all like it was all like orange groves and all that stuff, and it's just like changed so much over the years.
This is before I moved to Orange County.
Oh yeah, this is way back. So Jeffrey and Barranca, like you have orange tree area, and so so again.
Well, then do you want to go to the Great Park next?
Oh, and actually, should we bring up the hospitals too? So this is a whole Irvine Medical and Science Complex. So you have Hoag Hospital, Irvine. Okay, little tip: if you need to go to an emergency room, this is a fantastic hospital. God forbid you need to go to an emergency room because the wait isn't horrifically long compared to
pretty much every other emergency room that we've ever been to.
Yeah, especially like the main Hoag Hospital in Newport Beach. Yeah, that can be crazy.
Oh man,
that Hoag Hospital right there because it's a beach city. People do things at the beach, and they get hurt more often.
Tourists
there. So Hoag Hospital is right there, and also you do have a Kaiser as well right here too.
Oh yeah. We have gone to the Hoag Irvine
a few times. Once or twice.
Yes, and were subsequently shipped to Chalk.
Yes, to Hospital Orange County. So so you have that, and then of course, as we were talking about before, this is Irvine Spectrum. We talked about that before a bit. Not a ton of homes to purchase right here. Really, it's mostly like rentals, basically, like condominium, like town, like apartments and stuff
Yeah.
like that at the spectrum.
And then we have the Great Park.
Yes, let's go this way. Okay, so this is so this used to be the site of the El Toro Marine Air Base, and this was a huge air base in Southern California, and it was decommissioned. Was it decommissioned? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so
I mean, obviously it was in Independence Day.
It was
Again, dating.
Well, that's what happened to it, right? The aliens destroyed it, and so it's destroyed. Let's make a park there in place of it.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. So basically, this is one of the few areas in Orange County where you're seeing construction on a pretty wide scale. And again, some beautiful.
Oh yeah, I love the homes around.
And beautiful like amenities too.
Yeah.
Like the pools, I think that's what they call it. Like that is really, really nice. And so what you have is again, lots of new construction going on here.
Yeah.
And one of the few areas that in Orange County, because this happened to be an area that wasn't developed before because it was, a marine base. So it just wasn't one. And now it became this, land grab basically for development. And then also what you have here is the Great Park. Notice how small that Great Park is compared to how big it was. So we're always, again, you're going to hear us. Park. Yeah.
Many people who live in Orange County use the Great Park in quotation marks, including the Orange County Register, because what was promised is not what was delivered. This isn't to say that the Great Park isn't like a cool park. There isn't cool things to do, lots of fields, lots of stuff to do. It's very nice, but it's not what was promised. Lots of empty promises, I would say, made regarding the Great Park.
Yes, and if you have a breeze of more than 1 mile per hour,
then
that's not happening.
Yeah, then that
as tethered as that is, that is so tethered. Yeah, we tried to go, and we couldn't even fly a kite.
Yeah, that's how little wind there was.
But there was just enough.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us up.
So this tells you about California's weather, right? Like the fact that this can actually be a viable thing in California, even though like literally that day you were struggling to find out. I mean, honestly, we legitimately tried to actually go on this balloon. They said it was shut down.
Yeah.
And then we happened to bring a kite with us. And we could not get that kite to fly because there was not enough breeze to fly the kite, but there was enough to make this a potential hazard. Yes. Yeah. So,
there's that.
But I digress.
Yes.
But the Great Park, okay, having said that, it actually is, if in a vacuum where we weren't promised all this stuff, it actually is a fantastic park. It is like a ton of sports fields. Yeah. You got you have hockey rinks. You have so many things going on here. It's just that they literally sold us on this being Central Park.
Yeah, they said it was going to be like Central Park in New York, and all these tourists would come. It would be like a destination from all around the world. People would come.
Which sounded amazing. And you're going, well, I mean, because this was supposed to be turned into an international airport. So John Wayne, as we alluded to before, is handling the bulk of it. But it has like literally, I think, one runway, I think. So one or two, but they're like short runways at that. This one had already set up 4 runways that were all longer than the one what's in John Wayne, and basically it was supposed to be an international airport, and went to vote a bunch of times, got struck down ultimately after like 3 tries. It kept on passing, but then the 4th time it failed, and basically, and so what we have is a great park again. Yeah, beautiful park. Amazing developments, but again, it's just a little bit of bitterness there. Yeah. And then
zoom in again. I saw another neighborhood that I really like. Woodbury.
Oh yeah.
So Woodbury is small, but I love Woodbury. It is so cute.
And it's in newer construction kind of thing.
And it's right next to Jeffrey Trail.
Yes.
Which is, I love Jeffrey Trail.
It is really cute.
It's like just so beautiful. I mean, quintessential Irvine. More on the pricier side, I would say, though.
And then basically, as we go here, but it's a small community.
Yeah, very small.
What we'll say is that, for instance, like Northwood is like kind of the larger neighborhood in this east part of the 5 freeway. So again, and as we say that, so basically, like kind of a little rehash here. This weather, very, very nice, right? So this weather right here, really nice. This weather, fine. This weather can start to get a little bit toasty.
Yeah, I mean, you will definitely have your air conditioner cranking in the summer. That's for sure.
Yeah, so just be prepared.
Or if you're like us and you're cheap, then you'll be suffering in the summer.
We got fans going.
Yes, and be attempting not to use the air conditioner.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's the
because
plot.
legitimately you can get to reasonably $400 a month in the summer. Yeah, so it can't. So just be prepared that when the air conditioning is cranking,
don't use it that much.
Yeah. So what people like is, again, that's why solar has become a much bigger thing and that kind of stuff. And also you may want to look at, if you're buying here or whatever, if the AC is a little bit on the older side, you know what, you may want to look into updating it, like, replacing it. I know it's a out-of-pocket cost that's not insignificant, but the newer the system, the more efficient it is. And so it's just one of those things where it could pay for itself.
Yeah, it just depends on your tolerance level. Like Sean and I, we used to be cross-country runners, so we're used to like suffering. And we're cheap, so we'll just suffer in silence. But a lot of people will just pay for the air conditioning.
That's true. But Northwood, so going back to Northwood, like Soul House is a great restaurant here. Soul House. So it's a Korean restaurant, really good. And so we really like Soul House a lot. Mm-hmm. You have, I would actually say that here it's again mostly residential in general, and you have some, again, like you see all the little greens. That's all these little parks that are all over the place. Mm-hmm. People like, and it's one of those areas that part of it is pretty old, like relatively old, like in this 1970s and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then some of that stuff is built later into the, like late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. And so there's that. And then obviously Northwood Point, this is a really nice area, kind of on the more ritzy side for Irvine. It's a gated, like you have these gated communities within it. Mm-hmm. And so again, people like it a lot. Again, schools here, check niche.com.
Anywhere in Irvine, if you check niche.com, I mean, the rankings are quite high.
Yeah, and then Orchard Hills is really cute too. So Orchard Hills, newer. Yeah, and so it starts to, and we have to tell you about this too, is that people also reach out to us all the time for fire concerns and all that stuff. Yeah. And in general, Irvine is pretty solidly safe because you have so much development here when you're looking at all this. Like, it would have to go, a fire would have to go through so much to get to you if you're like in a lot of Irvine.
I mean, I guess if that happened, we would have even more serious problems. I mean, something truly catastrophic would have happened.
Yeah, because these firefighters do an amazing job of saving structures and lives and everything. So rarely are structures lost, but sometimes we do lose them, right? So, so we have to be real about it. And so anything that's built bordering the wilderness, so whether it's canyons or whether it's like basically the Cleveland National Forest.
This is essentially the Cleveland National Forest.
Again, this green is a lie because it's basically
brown. It's brown grass. Yeah.
So, but having said that,
although it does get green for like a month.
It does actually in the winter, like sometimes
it's usually like
spring.
March.
So basically, what you have here is. Because you're kind of, again, butting up against the Cleveland National Forest, you can have, it's a higher likelihood of fire danger. Yeah. And so.
And if you are like literally on the canyon, that is, I mean, I'm not like an expert in fire, but on the canyon, there is a chance that, that there is going to be loss of structure. Yeah. So like randomly, again, I don't even know last time like Orange County actually lost some structure. It's been a long time, but having said that, earlier this year, Laguna Niguel had some some homes, about 20 I think homes that were lost because they were on the canyon and there was a fire that started right below them basically. And so it's like, as great as firefighters are, they can't like telepathically sense the fire before it happens. Yeah. So the fire unfortunately engulfed a few homes. No, I don't think anyone was hurt in it. No. But at the same time, some homes were lost in one very nice home, like a $10 million mansion. Yeah. But again, so just saying that, when you're like right up against it, just be aware that there's a higher likelihood, albeit small, still a higher likelihood that you could have some fire damage. For sure. Or fire danger. Yeah, so that's pretty much Irvine in a nutshell. It's a great city. I honestly love Irvine. So many people love Irvine. I mean, the demand for Irvine is very high and it continues to be high.
Yeah, and people call us all the time and, calling about Irvine specifically, which I understand because it has a lot of things. Now, I will say this, having done this whole video and liking Irvine as much as we do, it's not the only game in town. So basically what inevitably when someone reaches out, I kind of listen to what they're looking for. Let's say what drew them to Irvine, right? Like what attributes are like really resonating with them. And then, offering alternative areas and cities because, why narrow your focus if it's, again, and you may end up wanting Irvine anyway, right? I'm not saying that, but I want to at least give you options so that way you can tell me, Sean, you know what, this is where I want to be, or actually this works, so like, and I've had several clients that reach out for Irvine, and then they decided to buy in some neighboring cities that just fit, fit their needs.
Yeah, for sure. So that's it. That's our video.
Yeah, and remember, we are licensed realtors in the state of California. So as much as we love to make these videos, what we love more to do is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a house, what you want to do is you want to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email.
Or you can reach out to us via WhatsApp. However you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back.